Welcome back. As promised, back to the National Football League we go. And let's start with an interesting game in Indianapolis. Tennessee coming to Indy to play the Colts. The Colts interesting because Marvin Harrison may be back on the field. Tennessee, well, they just have to win. Skip, what do you think going into this game?
Jalen, I'll be the first to admit, I'm shooting in the dark here because I have no idea how many starters for Indianapolis will play for how long. But now that Marvin Harrison is due back for the first time since October 22nd, I think the Colts starters will play much longer than people think. 2 to 3 quarters as they try to get little Marvin back into the groove again. So I won't be surprised if the Colts at home are narrowly ahead after 3 quarters of this division rivalry game, which will make them feel real good about themselves going into an automatic bye week. But I still say, and maybe it's because I root for Vince Young because I like him, but I say Vince Young and company will pull this out by the hair of their chin straps with a Rob Baronis 50-yard field goal at the buzzer to win it, and Tennessee gets in.
Well, we agree slightly.
Okay.
And the reason why I say slightly is the Colts will not play their starters 2 or 3 quarters. And the reason why is because, yes, they get Marvin Harrison back, but Marvin Harrison is possibly a future Hall of Famer, and him and Peyton Manning, their timing will be okay. So expect to see a lot of Jim Sorgi. If you don't know who he is, he's the backup quarterback for Peyton Manning.
How much?
So,
like 3 quarters of him?
Yes, you're going to see a lot. Peyton Manning probably will play maybe 3 or 4 series. Then you're going to get a lot of Sorgi. So now we go to Tennessee. They get Albert Haynesworth back, candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
He is.
They're a physical team. Vince Young always steps up in big games. Lindell White is running the ball well. 24-13, Tennessee
Really?
Titans.
So it'll be pretty easy, you think?
Yes, 24-13.
Man, I think Peyton plays more than you think because they risk that 3-week gap between playing a tough game.
They're not going to have Peyton Manning out there that long.
So we are in agreement here.
We are agreeing and disagreeing. Thank you.
Well,
Peyton Manning is a workout machine.
Tennessee has to win or tie along with the Cleveland loss. That's the scenario for the Tennessee Titans. In the NFC, the Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys, this game at FedEx Field. Skip Bayless.
Okay. I believe the Redskins would win this game, Jalen, even if Dallas needed to win this game. But the Cowboys would love to eliminate their arch rivals and just knock them out so they don't have to deal with them again because they don't like them and they do fear them. And so I think this game will be closer than most people think. But remember, the Cowboys have their version of Marvin Harrison, who is Terry Glenn, who is their best deep threat, and he's back for the first time all year. I think Tony Romo will play longer than you think. I think he'll go a whole half as they try to reestablish rapport with Terry Glenn. So I can see a 10-10 game at halftime, but I still see the Redskins pulling out, say, 24-20.
No T.O., little Romo. Okay. The Washington Redskins are a physical defensive team, and they need to get into the playoffs. You're going to see a lot of Clinton Portis so he can protect Todd Collins. At the end of the day, the Redskins need this game a lot more against their arch rival. Joe Gibbs is going to have these guys ready to play. 17-10, Washington Redskins.
Okay, but you're calling it pretty close, though, 17-10.
Yeah, it's going to be close because I don't see the Washington Redskins as a team that can drop back and get you 24 to 30 points. The Dallas defense is stellar.
I'm pretty much with you on this one,
yeah.
But I think both these games are going to be very intriguing to watch just because we have no idea who will play how long.
Very interesting in my mind to see how this Redskins team comes out. Obviously, they have all the motivation in the world. They don't need any more. But they've come through a lot this season. They've come through that tragedy. They've come through a 5-7 record. They've come through so many things. Are they going to be able to finish up? And then if they get to the playoffs, I mean, crystal ball here, then what? Do they get past the first round? With all that they've been through.
Potentially, they have the kind of style of play that will work in the playoffs. They just need consistent quarterback play. Whether it's Campbell, whether it's Collins, they need consistent.
But they need to stick with Collins, don't you think? At this point, after he's gotten them to this point,
I would think so. 3-0 as a starting quarterback, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
It depends if Jason Campbell proves he's 100% healthy. But I could see them winning at, but I could see him winning at Seattle.
With that knee injury, there's no way he can be 100% 2 weeks later.
I would agree with that.
All right, my goodness, kind of boring. You guys want to just hug across the table here or what?
Speak for yourself, Sage.
All right, that is second down. Can Bill Parcells resist the temptation of being a hands-on boss with the Dolphins? That's coming up in third down.
The Under Armour High School All-America Game presented by ESPNU next Saturday at 2 on ABC.